Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Camila and I'm currently expecting my baby after experiencing 2 pregnancy losses. Today, I thought we'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to share some of the baby names that we loved but didn't end up choosing. Now, before we start, this is not a gender reveal. I will be sharing baby boy names and baby girl names. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I was absolutely convinced our baby was one gender. We had names picked out, I could picture everything, and then we found out I was completely wrong. So by the end of this video, you'll still have no idea whether we're having a boy or a girl. Although I'm sure some of you will try to guess. Let's get started. One thing that was really important at the beginning was trying to find names that worked in both English and Spanish. For those of you who don't know, my husband is English and I'm Argentinian. So ideally, we wanted a name that both sides of the family could say easily. Names like Victoria, Nicholas, Nicolas. They're slightly different depending on the language, but they're still really similar. That was our original plan. Although, as you'll eventually find out, we completely changed direction. Let's start with the girls' names. The first name is Victoria. Honestly, I still absolutely love this name. It's elegant, timeless, and beautiful. It also works really well in both English and Spanish, which was exactly what we wanted. But there was one problem. In England, people often shorten Victoria to Vicky or Tori. In Argentina, it's usually Vicky. Now, before anyone gets offended, if your name is Vicky and you love it, this is absolutely not against you. It's just my personal preferences. For me, Victoria is such a beautiful, princess-like name that every time I imagine someone saying Vicky instead of Victoria, it gave me like a crisis. It gave me a crisis. I knew I'd spent my whole life asking people not to shorten it. So although we loved Victoria, it wasn't the one. Next is Charlotte. We both loved Charlotte. It's elegant, classic, and let's be honest, Princess Charlotte definitely helped. But sometimes there's no real reason why you don't choose a name. We loved it. It just never felt like our baby's name. Every time we imagined saying her full name, something just didn't click. Gia, we really like this name because of the meaning, but the problem was it was too short. So I wasn't 100% sure how it made me feel. The last girl's name is Manuela. This is probably the most emotional name of the entire list. Honestly, this was one of our top 3 names, even during my previous pregnancies. I loved it because my great-grandmother was called Manuela. She even shared my birthday, 4th of April, which I've always thought was so special. Then something happened I'll never forget. One night, I had a dream about my grandma. In the dream, she told me, "You're pregnant. And if it's a girl, call her Manuela." The crazy part, at that point, I didn't even know I was pregnant. So when I woke up, I thought, that dream felt so real, I should take a pregnancy test. And it was positive. I believe that was my grandma looking after me. That happened during my last pregnancy, but actually I had several moments like that throughout all my pregnancies. And one day I'd love to make a separate video talking about them because they're incredibly special to me. So, why didn't we choose Manuela? Unfortunately, the masculine version of that name belonged to someone in our extended family that we don't have a relationship with. Without going into much detail, it carries difficult memories. As much as I adore the name, we felt it was better to leave it behind. Honestly, that one still makes me a little sad. But now let's move on to the boys. The first name is Nicholas. I've always loved this name, especially the Spanish version, Nicolas. It works perfectly in both languages. The problem is my father-in-law is also called Nicholas. At first we thought that was lovely, but then we realised, imagine we're all together, someone shouts Nick, they're both turning around. So yeah. Then we had Aaron. Aaron is actually my husband's best friend. Honestly, they're more like brothers than friends. It actually reminds me of my own best friend, Victoria. She's basically my sister. I think it's really beautiful when someone becomes such an important part of your life that you even consider naming your child after them. That says a lot about the friendship. In the end, we didn't choose Aaron, but it stayed on our list for a long time. Then we had Matthew. This one was more my favorite than my husband's. I really liked Matthew, and I also love the Spanish version, Mateo. But one thing we agreed from day one was that we both had to absolutely love the name. If one of us wasn't completely convinced, it wasn't the right name. So Matthew didn't make the final list. Finally, William. We both really love old-fashioned traditional names. William has a lot of meaning in my husband's family. It's part of his family history and also his middle name. So it wasn't just another random name, but we had exactly the same issue we had with Victoria. We loved the full name. It was the nicknames. Will? Willie? They just weren't for us. Again, nothing wrong with those nicknames. They just didn't feel right for our baby. So William also came off the list. We could probably make an entire series about baby names because our list was ridiculously long. There were so many more, but those are the ones I am going to share today. Now, do you think we're having a boy or a girl? Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone!